So welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Kelly Stutz. I am an SOE Hub advisor here at RPI. Today we are going to discuss industrial and management engineering, or IME or ISYE. It goes by many names, industrial and management or industrial and systems engineering. All of it is kind of the same thing here, but more commonly you'll probably hear IME or ISE, something like that. The prefix you'll usually see is ISYE. And then to make it more confusing, there's MGTE, which you might see as well. So any questions, just let me know. We have a lot of acronyms here, but typically you'll probably hear IME. But with me today is Kim.
Thanks, Kelly. So we are just two of the advisors in the hub. We consist of 5 advisors across the board. During the summer, we will be team advising. So that means you'll be probably meeting all of us, maybe some of us, but we're all happy to help you with any questions you may have pertaining to your major, Haas, free elective transfer credit, that sort of thing. So again, my name's Kim Loring. And then Kelly obviously introduced herself already. So let's take it to the next slide. So first we'll start off with the introduction, a basic overview of who we are, where we are, what our main goals are in the School of Engineering Hub. Then we'll move on to major templates, which is going to be where you look at your course requirements. It'll show you over the 4 years, but we are prioritizing the first semester. We're registering only for the fall semester at this point in time. You will register for spring semester during the fall semester, so don't get too ahead of yourselves. We are definitely going to help you out though. Next, we'll go into how to register for those classes, and then we'll go into the transfer course process to get any maybe APs, IBs, dual enrollment, that sort of thing settled. But before you register, it might be during registration or after, but we'll work through it together. And last, we'll end on important dates. At the end, we will have time to answer any questions you guys may have. So we do have a chat function. So please feel free to put your questions in the chat, and we'll go through them at the end. Next slide, please. So what is the School of Engineering Hub? So we are experienced advisors. We're going to be with you for your first year. So you'll register for your fall semester with us, your spring semester, and we're even going to help you register for your fall of your sophomore semester since you'll do it when you're a freshman. And like we said, we're experienced advisors. We're helping you through it, trying to figure out the ins and outs of RPI, helping you settle. We understand the first year can be a lot with the academic rigor of RPI and getting used to living on campus away from family and friends, making new friends, trying to get to know your faculty, that sort of thing. So again, first 2 semesters, we're going to be with you. You will have a mandatory meeting with us in the spring, but you are more than welcome to meet with us before that. After your first year, you graduate over to faculty advisors. And that's because they're going to be more in a mentorship role, but they'll also help you with your planning. And then if you are other majors, so electrical or systems engineering or part of the mechanical, aeronautical, or nuclear engineering program, they have secondary advisors like ourselves to assist. But for your major specifically, you would just have the faculty advisor. Next slide, please. So where are we? So we are located on the 3rd floor of the Johnson Engineering Center. So when you actually walk in through the main area, you're on the 2nd floor. So if you take the flight of stairs up, you'll just walk down the corridor there, and then we're going to be right in the Ansel Lounge. If you're coming from a DCC, so Darren Communication Center, you're going to be hearing so many acronyms. You're on the main floor already. You just pretty much, you'll see where to walk, and there'll be signs around. But we're in the office. To the left, you'll see a picture of what the hub looks like from the outside. There'll obviously be a door you'll walk through when you have appointments. We will be taking in-person appointments as well as virtual when the semester begins. So just be on the lookout at the beginning of August. I believe we're sending out an email with your advisors information. So always check your RPI email. So this is just an overview of all the majors that we advise within the first year. So if you are, say you're IME and you're like, I don't know if this is for me, and you go through your first semester and you're like, I think I'm interested in mechanical instead. that's okay. We have tons of students that switch over to different majors in engineering, and it's not difficult. It's paperwork and it's easy. And you can always talk to that specific advisor before switching as well, just to make sure it's the right program for you. Also, you'd be able to talk to your IME advisor, make sure you understand everything properly. But just know we're here to support you. So just always reach out. And next slide.
Cool. Thanks, Kim.
No problem.
So it's nice to see all the majors because typically students don't know what IME is, and they'll find this major later on. So we get a lot of students that will declare this major later. But congrats to all of you for discovering it already. Here is the PDF template and our Excel template. For the first semester, we're most likely using the PDF template here. And I'm going to pop out and just show you where you can find that on our website. So this over. Cool. So even if just Google RPI SOE Hub, click that first link here. Gonna scroll down and click Class of 2028. That's probably where you found this link today. This is where we will post our drop-in too. This does get updated. So if we are having other hours or something like that, we will update this and we will email you as well, so you know when those times are. Here are some general first year frequently asked questions. And this is also where you'll find those templates. So how do I create my schedule for next semester? We have the course catalog, which is definitely what we will use throughout, but to make things a little more simple, we have the major PDF templates. So what you'll click is, remember what I said about those acronyms are quite different for IME. So here's the ISYE template, which is the same thing as IME. So if you go in here, you will see what you will take in that first semester. So IME is unique. It's pretty flexible in its curriculum. So if there's something that you want to combine with this, meaning is there a specific minor you want? There is an IME data science minor as well. So that's something separate from this, but it's kind of a collaboration between a few different offices. But typically our IMEs are kind of interested in that, but you also go over a lot in the major too. But economics is also very popular with the Haas requirements. But if you see here, so when you are searching your courses, you'll have chemistry, you have IEA or Intro to Engineering Analysis. Engineering processes, which I'll come back to, you have an option there, Calc 1 and your Haas inquiry course. Now, if we just use this as an example, I'm going to pull up QUACS. Again, you're going to go back to our website here and you'll see QUACS Student Planner. I'm just going to open this up. And then make sure you're in fall 2024. That's key. Make sure you're in the proper term. And then I'm just going to make sure that I don't have any courses in here yet. So I have a decent amount. I'm going to get rid of CAD here and Calc, things like that. And just go back to QUACS and show you an example on how to get there. So when you click math, you'll then click Calc 1 and toggle all sections. This way you have all the options. You'll see there's 26 seats out of 30 remaining, things like that. And then you'll see some already crossed off. That means the courses we already have uploaded into our schedule, there is a conflict. So we have to just make sure that you are registering for a course that works with your schedule. So if we go down here, we have physics mentoring in here, which I'm actually going to remove. And then I'm going to put chemistry in here. So if we click chemistry, Chem 1, toggle all. And then I mentioned that processes course. Now, instead of engineering processes, because you are an IME major, you have the option to take Intro to IME, which is a 1-hour seminar where it's taught by the faculty of IME, and they bring in IME in the field. So it could be an industrial engineer that graduated from RPI or someone else that is connected to the institute. But you'll see that this footnote, when you scroll down, it says ISYE 1100 may be replaced by 1300. And then I'll tell you that this 1100 course is a spring only class, which means this processes block or Intro to ISYE, you can move to the spring and then pull CAD down. So that's something I would recommend, especially if this is the major that you are for sure confident I am completing. If you're in between two majors, such as industrial and mechanical, both of those require processes, so it'd be smart to probably take the processes course. What is the processes class? Is a hands-on 3-hour workshop lab. So you get to build things. So if that's something that you're really passionate about, maybe you take this in the spring or the fall or the spring. You have that option. Or if you're still thinking between the two, CAD also goes towards both majors. Now, Engineering 1200 is recommended for mechanical engineers or most engineers majors. And then you have the option to take engineering communications. It's a little less CAD heavy, but still an option for engineers. So you have some options here. So kind of toggle through if you want to take that Intro to ISYE course, save this processes block for the spring and then instead pull CAD down. I know that was kind of lengthy. So if there's specific questions, just let me know. But that's something that I want to emphasize is the Intro to ISYE course is a 1-hour seminar compared to a 3-hour hands-on workshop. So something I want to emphasize. The Haas Inquiry class is a requirement for all RPI students. So here are the options. If you click the INQR section and the QUACS screen, you'll scroll down, you can read the definitions of each of the courses. So this is something, if you're really interested in minds and machines, I'll tell you that this is a very popular class. You'll see that, oh, look, these 2 sections could fit with my schedule. Currently it says 0 to 0. That's okay. They are going to fill in the seats. They are restricting it for freshmen. So they're just making sure nobody registers for these classes right now because they are saving it for all of you for your registration window. Scroll down. I do have econ already highlighted, so I'm just going to go with econ here. You can highlight both of them, or if I don't want to take an 8 a.m., maybe we just highlight the 2 o'clock. So I'm going to scroll up, click schedule. And do we have CAD in here? We do not. So in the example that I gave in terms of CAD, I'm just going to pull down communications and click schedule. All right, so you can tap through to find the schedule that works best for you. You'll notice that there's a lot of blocks for chemistry. Not all of them are lectures. Some of them you'll see listed in SIS is a lecture, test, a test block, a recitation block, and a lab block. So this bigger one is for the lab. This is the recitation. And then we have 2 lectures here. The middle one, that's your test block. Excuse me. So that one, you're not going to go every week. It's only when you have a test. Same thing with IEA. So IEA will actually be an 8 a.m. test, but Chem and IEA kind of share a block there. So what this means is you'll never have a Chem exam the same day as an IEA exam. They make sure they're separate so that you have the full 2 hours, 8 to 10 that day to take those exams. So very small things that might come up, but this is generally how you build that schedule. And then on the bottom here, you'll see CRNs. This is the most important part. These are the identifiers for your courses. So once you have the courses that you want and you know that there are seats in the class, this is what you'll use to submit them to register. And I'll show you what that screen looks like. But generally, this is what you do. You look at the template here. Like I said, you have some options. If you want to do processes / intro to ISYE in the spring, you can, and we can pull CAD down into this fall instead. So lots of options, pretty flexible. So if there's a specific question or if you have AP credit that you're waiting for, that's where we can make some adjustments. But for now, I will go back to our presentation here. Cool. All right, so we just went over QUACS. And then the next screen, first you need to know when you are registering. So when you log into SIS, use your RPI credentials, you'll have to probably Duo as well with your phone. And then you'll click student menu and check registration status. This will tell you the time that you will register. It should be July 10th between 8 a.m. and 11, I believe. Those in that time frame is when the freshmen are registering. So take a look at that time, make sure, check your time zones and things like that. But that is the time that you will be available to register. I highly recommend registering at your time slot so you have the most options to choose from. Definitely have backup schedules as well so that you can register for a full schedule. which is 17 credits is what we recommend. Something that might come up is your financial responsibility agreement. This must be clicked in order for you to register. So you're just saying agree to the terms and conditions. Great. This way you don't have any holds. Hopefully the health holds might come up as well. So definitely get your health paperwork in now. I know first year experience has also been emailing some of that information out. All right, so next, when you go, another way to search classes and to see if there are seats in the classes is class search. So student menu, click class search, and then you'll search fall 2024. Then you'll see a subject area. So let's use that Haas inquiry as an example. So you'll then scroll to Haas inquiry and then press search or section search. And then this screen will pop up. So it'll show all the inquiry courses available for the fall. And then SR means seats remaining, meaning yes, this should work with your schedule as long as there's no other issues. And then it will show you how many seats are left in the class. So it'll be active and remaining. There could be a wait list on some courses, so definitely take a look at that. And we have lengthy instructions on how to manage a wait list and what it means when you are on a wait list on our website as well. Last thing here I want to identify is your attributes. This course is communication intensive and it's a Haas inquiry class. So that's great. If you want to get both of those requirements complete, that's awesome. It does not double dip. You still need the credit amount for your Haas core or whatever it may be total. But if you want to have that requirement done already within your first class, that's great. But totally up to you and what type of inquiry class you want to do. Okay, so there's some type of restriction or maybe it's a course is cross-listed, meaning it has two prefixes. There is STSO or Inquiry 1100. It's also cross-listed as STSO 1100. So that might pop up as well. This is kind of a unique one where it kind of goes across different subjects, but inquiry are reserved for freshmen. So that's probably your best chance to get into the course. And then underneath, you'll see it says must be enrolled in one of the following in terms of freshmen. So it's reserved for freshmen only. So that's great. They're waiting for you to register, and we want to make sure that you get into the courses that you need. And there's that course registration number I mentioned earlier too on that quack screen. All right, so we have our schedule. We are ready to add the CRNs into that registration screen. So there's these little boxes here. They're a little hard to see, but there's 3 here. You usually have more across your screen. But this is where you'll submit those CRNs. You can submit them individual boxes and then press submit. If everything looks like it's registered for, it'll say registered via web at the top, then we're good. It's like 17 credits, you're good to go. You can turn off your computer. Or if there's any issues, it might say time conflict with another course, which then it will pop this up. It might say major restricted, which means you have to find another section that isn't major restricted or potentially another course. Those are probably the 2 most popular ones we see. There is a credit limit as well. So if you go above a certain credit, which is very rare, we don't recommend it. So if you are attempting that, please talk to us first. Then that might pop up as well. But this is where you'll submit those CRNs. One thing I want to emphasize is that there could be a co-requisite error, meaning this doesn't work for this example, but if you decide to take physics instead of IEA in the fall, you'll need physics 1 with physics mentoring, and those are co-requisites. So you have to register for those together, which is both of those boxes there. Okay. Transfer credit, we did a presentation on this last week, so definitely check that out for a more in-depth conversation. But basically, I know AP credits are coming out on Monday. I hope everyone has their College Board password memorized. So definitely log in on Monday, check out your scores, and submit them directly to RPI. Honestly, no matter what it is, just submit them and see what we can use with them in terms of your curriculum. IME is pretty flexible. So whether it's free elective, a Haas, or your math and science core, that's where we can help identify where you will place those courses. We're getting a lot of questions. I have AP credit, but it's not in yet. What do I do? Basically, we will work with you. You will have to find a schedule. If you felt really good about that calc exam and you think you're you'll be comfortable moving on to the next math level, then you will submit a course section and CRN to us through a form that we're going to be sending out probably in the next week, definitely by Monday. But you'll see that, and that's when you'll submit those scores. But we're going to be emailing that as well. Same thing goes for IB and Cambridge. Those scores come out later. So if you have those, then I'd recommend registering for the lower level first. And then if you have the option to move up, so say, for example, you took the physics exam, you're not sure how you did, but you do end up getting a 6 or a 7 or A or B on those A-level exams, then we can move on to the next level physics or replace it with something else. So start with the lower one first. So I want to make sure that you get what you need. And then once those scores come in, we can make those adjustments. Same thing goes with dual enrollment and transfer credit. Dual enrollment, there is a separate step for that. So you have to work with your high school and counselor to make sure they sign off that those credits did not count towards your overall high school credits. If it did count, then unfortunately we won't be able to use it, but it's still good practice for when you are entering here. Typically it's a physics class, something like that. So that'll definitely help you with moving on to art physics or other coursework. Transfer summer credit, there is a process for this. You have to get them approved and you need a C- or better. Same thing with dual enrollment. Once the class is approved and you submit the official transcripts to RPI, that's when we can have a bigger conversation of what the next class is. Biggest thing is sending them in early, and that should be the next slide, is the deadline technically is the end of your first year. However, if it's things like Calc 1, Calc 2, physics, or chemistry, we definitely need to know about them now so that we are better prepared to develop your schedule for the fall and for the spring. We've had students say, I'm bringing in Calc 1, and then they start in Calc 2 without Calc 1 credit, and then they have to take Calc 1 credit after, or by same thing with like physics or something. So we want to make sure that you are getting the best experience and also graduating on time. So help us help you so that we have all the information. All right, so we have important dates. Your time ticket should be posted in SAS. If it's not, please let us know. There could be some unique circumstances. So definitely check out your time ticket, set an alarm. Consultation period is now, so we're advising students now. We have drop-ins tomorrow and also next week. So we'll talk more about that. Definitely check out our website for any updated times and things. You will register on July 10th, and you have until the 16th to make any changes, initial changes. Then it will reopen in August. So nothing to really worry about right now, but if you are doing a preliminary schedule for now, like that Physics 1 example, and to make those changes later, we can still do that in August, especially before the first day of class too. First day of class is August 28th. And then the last day to add a class or drop a class. So essentially the last day to make any changes to your schedule will be September 13th. So just be mindful of that if you want to make any changes to your schedule. Cool. So kind of wrap up here. If there's any questions, we'll read those as well. But our website is our best resource that has everything you need listed there. Any questions, just let us know. All these videos we post on our YouTube, and definitely follow us on Instagram. We post a bunch throughout the year and some programming that we're doing, and also repost some other programs throughout campus as well. But yeah, Kim, are there any questions in the chat?
It doesn't look like yet, but I know a big question that comes up from students is if they're athletes, how should they register? Mainly with like test blocks in the evenings.
Yeah, so basically register for what you can now is my recommendation, and then you'll either work with your coach to find a different practice time for that specific day. You also have an athletic advisor, Kim Wine. They can help you as well in terms of scheduling your test, or you work with a professor and Cam to collaboratively find another time to take that exam. So athletes have an extra bonus of having Cam, and you also have us for support as well. But quick answer is get into what you can for now, and then we can make changes later.
It doesn't look like there's any other questions at this point in time, Kelly. If anyone has questions, feel free to like put any more in. We can wait around for another minute. Otherwise, that's the end of the presentation.
Cool. I'm going to stop the recording. Thank you all and have a great day.